Well, last video with this was a disaster. What is up guys, welcome back to another video, it's me again. And in last video that this thing took presence was kind of a disaster. I tried Hackintoshing it, didn't work. I tried with all of these, which are old school Hackintoshing distros that work with most computers that were out there. And see, I tried i80KOS, I tried iDenap and some other things. None of them worked, and I assumed that like these said these support AMD CPUs. I don't know if that's the case, but I was not able to install macOS on this thing, which is an AMD Athlon X2 QL-65 system. So today we are going to take it up a notch, both with system and we're going to be actually using the correct architecture. We're going to be trying to Hackintosh this thing, which is a couple years newer than that dinosaur. It's an HP EliteBook 840 Gen 1 with an i5 4200U, I think, 8 gigs of RAM, and we're going to be putting the SSD from this laptop here. This does have an M.2 slot, but this is actually my primary laptop. Now, the way we're going to be Hackintoshing this is not with these distros that don't work. We're going to be using Dortina's Open Core install guide, which is really long, so I do have a trick up my sleeve for that.
Alright, so the thing I said I had up my sleeve is Open Core Simplify. This is basically an app, or just... it's basically a utility that runs with the command prompt, and it's basically just builds an EFI already for you, so you don't have to go through the entire hassle of Open Core. And it's probably 10 million pages long install guide, text and configuration and stuff like that. The only thing we have to configure after that is the USB port mapping, but that's an issue for later. So right now I already have this downloaded and extracted, and we're just gonna run it. There we go. So what we're gonna do now is we're gonna select hardware report. Now we're gonna export the hardware report. Alright, so there's a hardware report, and everything except for a graphics card, which is just holding us back to macOS Monterey 12. Anything else can go up to Sequoia, and since this is a laptop, I can't just like change the GPU, so we're just gonna go with Monterey. And now we're gonna have to actually select our version, which is 21, but it says it requires Open Core Legacy Patcher. Don't know what that means, and I'll deal with it later. We are going to use the default way of connecting, like the default menu, where, you know, fuck stability, I don't care. And there we go. We're about to build the EFI, which as it says right there, it's compatible with everything from High Sierra to Monterey. We are going to be, the SM BIOS will be configured as MacBook Pro 11,11. Don't know which one it is, I'm gonna probably put it up on the screen. Well, and now what we're gonna do, build the Open Core EFI. We got ourselves an EFI. Now, before we can deploy it on a USB stick and whatnot, we're gonna have to actually map our USB ports. Okay, there it is. Now, I have found like a already done EFI folder on GitHub, but that only allowed me to go up to Big Sur, and I know it works since I've done it. So if this USB map thing text doesn't work, have a backup. Now, we do need to get another text, which is from this USB toolbox zip, which is this USB toolbox.text, which I'm gonna move to the downloads folder. Now I'm just gonna grab these two, cut them, go to the EFI folder. There we go. Now we need this program called property. Okay, now in property, we're just gonna open the. Okay. Now what we have to do is go over to What we have to do is go over to the kernel, quirks, and okay, yeah, the port limit should be set to false, which it already is, which is good. So I guess we're done with the EFI. Now we're gonna grab our USB stick we're gonna use for booting. I'm gonna plug it in, and what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna format it in FAT32. There we go. And we're just gonna drag and drop the EFI folder we just created. Now, other than the EFI folder, we also need the actual macOS recovery image. So we're just gonna build that now and boot into the actual open core, and we'll go from there. Okay, the USB is done. So all that's left for me to do is to put the SSD in the computer, and also I got an Ethernet cable since I have to actually run Ethernet for me to actually install macOS. So I'm gonna put this in, and I'll be right back when I have to actually boot from it. So right, yeah, we got everything plugged in. So let's go ahead and actually boot from it. So external USB hard drive is what I have to boot from. Ooh, this is fancy. Got no name DMG, Windows, and that. So I think this is what we have to boot on. Nope. We got some stuff going on. Ooh. Oh, okay. The keyboard actually lit up. Oh! Hey! We got it. We got it, boys. Oh, it just went away. Oh! Eee! First try, let's go. Now does the track. Oh my god, the trackpad actually works. So, first things we're gonna do, we're gonna have to wipe the SSD. Hang on a minute. Even the freaking Wi-Fi works. No freaking actual. Okay, so what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna first wipe the disk, the SSD, because I actually have an installation of a Red Star OS on it, and I don't want that. So disk utility, there it is. I'm gonna erase it. I'm gonna erase macOS Extended Juno. Okay. Got our Hackintosh SSD, which is probably good. And we're gonna install macOS Monterey. Oh my goodness, I can't believe we're actually doing this. Oh. Yeah, I spoke too soon. Installation requires downloading important content. That content can't be downloaded at this time. Try again later. Probably because it doesn't pick up the Ethernet adapter, even though I am plugged in. So I'm gonna connect to Wi-Fi and see what's happening. We're now on the Wi-Fi. I've connected to my. Okay, we're on the Wi-Fi. Let's try again. Bruh, what the heck? The content can't be downloaded. What content? Well, I guess I'm gonna have to troubleshoot and come back later when I have a solution. So until then, bye. Okay, well, third time's a charm, so we're gonna boot back into the USB.
As you can see, the only way I can actually get into the installer was with Big Sur, so I had to take down the version. My mouse doesn't work. Well, I'll troubleshoot it later. We're still connected to Wi-Fi actually, I don't know why. There you go. Now at the moment of truth, we're gonna see if we get stopped by like the same error. And we don't, which is pretty cool. So, agree, still agree. The only drive I can install it. And now we play the waiting game again. Alright, we'll boot back to the USB, since that's what we have to do. And now we have this macOS installer that's redirecting us to the hard drive. This is Windows, and well, this is what we just booted off of, like to install macOS. So, macOS installer. Oh, no. Well, it rebooted itself and I just missed the boot menu thing. And now all of a sudden OpenCore doesn't want to boot, so I'm just gonna reboot if we can. Yes, we can. I'm gonna try again. We already have macOS on the SSD, so we can just like remake the OpenCore USB, that's fine. Nope. And restart it again. Okay, can I? Okay, after fixing the camera and rebooting for the millionth time, OpenCore still doesn't want to boot. Damn it. Okay, so it looks like I have to restart it every other time. So now, funny enough, the USB mouse works in OpenCore, but it didn't work in the installer. We'll see. Maybe that's like the USB text. So I don't know. And hope it doesn't reboot again. And I think that's exactly what it did. Okay, we'll try like one or two more times, and if that doesn't work, well, I don't really know where this video is gonna go. You know, out of actual desperation, I've got this EFI, the old EFI that I used to use, that actually worked. So I'm just gonna rename this like EFI 2. Gonna drag and drop the original EFI folder. This is actually a pre-made one that I found on GitHub for the same model. It worked. I only didn't have like Wi-Fi, but if I can get it actually booted into macOS, I will try to like integrate the driver, but I still don't even know if it will even boot. So I guess there's only one way to find out. Yep, that's different. Okay. Alright, yeah. This is the old OpenCore boot menu. Okay, macOS install. Oh my frick. Okay. Well, I guess the video is saved. I don't know what's up with those newer OpenCore. Like, it showed like the information thing. Okay, now it just boots up. So I guess the video is saved, and well, from when the install finished and now there were like half an hour of me just fiddling with OpenCore. So well, we'll get to the rest of the setup and we'll see what we can do for all the drivers and all the other stuff. And I really hope that it doesn't take half an hour again. We've rebooted for I don't know which time. It still says macOS installer, but I guess we're not finished setting up macOS, so I'm gonna boot it. Oh. Damn it. Didn't expect it to restart there again. Oh, there we go. We're no longer Mac OS installing with Autoboot, I guess. Oh. Oh, okay. I like where this is going. Oh my goodness. Check that out. This is officially the furthest we've ever gone. Like, actual. I mean, yeah, it's not the newest Mac OS. It's not even the newest that this thing officially supports. But damn, that's just crazy. Okay, let's continue with the setup, I guess.
macOS contains a built-in screen reader called VoiceOver. If you know how to use VoiceOver, press Command F5 now to turn it on and set up your Mac. If you would like to learn how to use
Nope.
VoiceOver to set up your Mac, press the Escape key.
Shut up. Thank you. Okay. Can enter, perfect. Nah. Okay. No. See, I know with these like with OpenCore, you cannot sign up to your Apple ID. I've tried already, like on the same computer with like the same EFI and things. You cannot, like, you can sign up, but you can't use anything with your Apple ID. So set up later, or most likely never. I've already agreed to this. Okay, I think macOS just needs you to have a yeah. Okay, yeah, you just have to have a password. Okay. What is this? Express? Yeah, sure. Yeah, why not?
Hi, I'm Siri. Choose the voice you'd like me to use.
Hi, I'm Siri. Choose the voice you'd like me to. Hi, I'm Siri. Choose the voice you'd like me to use.
Hi, I'm Siri. Choose the voice you'd like me to use. You can change it later in System Preferences.
I'll go with like the most classic one, I guess. No. Okay. Press the key next to your shift key. That my case is Z. And the question mark. Fine. And ladies and gentlemen, we are in the desktop. Finally. Like, this thing took I don't know how many months into the making. Yeah, that's my fault. But anyways, yeah, we're on the desktop of macOS on not a Mac. Yeah, this is just surreal. We do have a Wi-Fi icon, but I don't think we actually have Wi-Fi drivers in this EFI. See, I already have like the other EFI. See, this is the EFI that I tried using, didn't work. This is the EFI I'm currently using. Now, I actually want to try and boot like already installed macOS from within this EFI, the new one, just to see if we can get like some other drivers like Wi-Fi and some other stuff that we don't hate here. So, okay, can't use F2 to rename, which is cool. And we'll restart. Not shut. No. We will restart. And we will see if we can boot macOS with like the new EFI. It didn't even show like the Apple logo, it was just like all command line stuff here. So what I'm gonna try to do is, I will still use like the old EFI, however I will inject like the drivers from the new one to the old one. So you have like this entire drivers folder. So here we have like, this is from the old one, they're just a bunch of drivers.
Most of them we don't even need. However, on here there are like some stuff, and I will copy all of them over. I will inject all of them here. I will replace the already existing ones. These are like the new kexts. You can see like there's quite of a difference. Is there anything that like screams out Wi-Fi driver? Okay, so yeah, airport WLM, I will copy that. We don't have it. There we go. Anything else that actually says Wi-Fi? I think that's it. I will rename it, like, not the USB. I will rename like the old EFI so we can boot to it. And let's see if that fixed our issues or it made it even worse. You shut down your computer. What? My computer was restarted because of a problem. Last time I remember I restart. Oh no, it just couldn't boot. Okay. I'm gonna cancel. Ignore. Okay, does Wi-Fi work? Okay, network preferences. Okay, Bluetooth, PCI, no, I don't think so. I mean, it was worth a shot, but it's Mac OS. I'm not complaining. Okay, we got Mac OS. I'm not gonna bother like copying the open core thing to the SSD. I mean, we have Mac OS. I'm pretty happy at the point we're already at. So let's try using it, see if it's even usable. Let's actually change the wallpaper. This, I think I want this one. This is like one of my favorites, so I'll leave it at that. Well, we're in Mac OS. You know what Mac OS isn't famous for? Gaming. So we're gonna game on it. First things first, we're gonna get Steam. I know we can like get it from the App Store, however, like, yeah, the App Store doesn't really work without an Apple ID. Key both. Okay. Do we have Steam? Oh, yes, fine. I want to launch. Oh yeah, we do have Steam. That was actually pretty quick. Okay, we're updating Steam. We'll let Steam update in peace. Steam is just jumping up and down. I think. Oh. What the heck? Steam just restarted my Mac. Yeah, that's interesting. And always great to see. Okay, and now I know my computer is actually restarted, so let's do ignore it. Okay, yeah, sure, open them. Open Steam that crashed. Okay, let's try again. No, I really hope it's not like a graphics card related issue, since, well, yeah, Mac OS and standard PC drivers. Very easy. We do have Steam in some sort opened up. Oh, like the whole system has crashed except my mouse cursor. Well, the whole thing's crashed. So I'll wait a bit and yeah. Is there like an event viewer I can at least see what went wrong? Like, nope, I don't think so. Like, error report? Nope. Okay, I'll try Steam later. Now I enabled Siri because, well, I want to see what Siri is like. I've never really used her, so. What's the weather like in Sofia? The mic works.
It's currently cloudy and 21 degrees in Sofia, Bulgaria.
Yeah, it's accurate. Okay. Where's the event viewer in macOS, Big Sur?
You can get all the details about Apple events on apple.com.
Not exactly what I had in mind, but okay. I'll try Steam one last time, and if that doesn't work, the video's over. So, Steam, go. I believe in you. I trust you. Please, open up. Come on, don't jump down. Don't jump and down. Oh, oh! Nah. Okay, macOS Big Sur. It does see like the graphics, HD graphics 4400. Shit. No. Yeah, HD graphics 4400. System report. Okay, yeah. MacBook Air 6,2. Wasn't like a MacBook Pro 11-1? Oh wait, no, I'm stupid. Never mind. Okay. Okay, graphics. GPU built-in. Yeah, I don't think so. Yeah. Well, I guess that's about it for this video. If you like what you saw, press like. I will really appreciate it. If you want, you can also subscribe to my channel. And as always, hope you have a great day, and I'll see you later. Okay, bye.